She didn't shout, she didn't cry, she didn't even say goodbye. But when she left, the room would shake like something real began to break. No thunder rolled, no glasses broke, just silence speaking every stroke. Her silence was loud, like midnight in a crowd, like breath you hold and can't explain, like thunder after sudden rain. No curse allowed, her silence was loud, and I still hear it through the shroud. I played her songs, I stirred the tea, I filled the room with noise and plea, but nothing softened what she spared. No argument, no heart declared. It wasn't rage that pulled her far, it was the hush between each scar. Her silence was loud, it echoed without sound. A wall I built and watched collapse, with no one there to leave a lapse. No scream, no crowd, her silence was loud. It wrapped me like a burial shroud. Some wounds don't bleed, they hum instead, inside your chest, behind what's said. And every time I speak her name, I hear the quiet just the same. Her silence was loud, more than vows unbound. It made the mirror seem to wince, and time itself retreat and flinch. No storm, no cloud, her silence was loud, and still it lives within me since. The lamp still hums its golden tune, the curtains breathe beneath the moon. Her sweater's hanging by the door, like she might wear it once more. The chair still leans the way she sat, the air unchanged, imagine that. But the room didn't know she's gone. It carried on like dusk to dawn. The books still stack, the mirror clear, as if she's just out grabbing beer. I called her name, the walls just sighed, the shadows stretched but never cried. The room didn't know she's gone, but I do. every hour drawn. The tea she steeped went cold last week. Her slippers quiet, her closet meek. The photos haven't dimmed or bled, but none of them recall what's said. The clock still ticks in steady rhyme, yet mocks me now with hollow time. The room didn't know she's gone. It dressed itself in same old song. The bedsheet holds her fading shape, but knows no sorrow, shame, or scrape. I whispered truth into the air, but nothing shifted, nothing cared. The room didn't know she's gone, still staged like nothing ever's wrong. They say rooms learn to echo loss, to hold the weight, to feel the cost, but mine just keeps her in display, as if she'll walk back in today. The room didn't know she's gone. Its heart keeps beating, mine moves on. But every object plays pretend that love like ours does not just end. And so I sit in what remains among the lamps and silent frames. The room didn't know she's gone, but I do, and I can't be long.
The table held our coffee rings. Our talk was filled with borrowed things. She laughed like someone on a train, already leaving in her brain. Her coat would leave the hook too soon, before the songs had hit their tune. No one stayed late, no hand to hesitate, just folded chairs and blinking lights that dim the heart of Friday nights. No twist of fate, no one stayed late, and I was left to clean the slate. Her glass was always half removed. She watched the room but rarely moved, a smile that nodded, not believed, a warmth that never really cleaved. And when the last joke found its floor, her shadow slipped right through the door. No one stayed late, just clocks to contemplate. The ashtray cold, the record stopped, the vinyl hissed, the bottles popped. Too still to wait, no one stayed late, just silence tapping at the gate. Some say love lingers past the crowd, but hers was never said too loud. When the room began to close, she'd vanish like a song that froze. No one stayed late, no hearts to captivate, just fading breath and folding time, and glasses cleared of every rhyme. Too thin to say, no one stayed late, and love slipped out behind the plate.
We stood between the open door. The words we knew had said no more. Her eyes looked down, my hands were still, a space too wide, a breath to fill. No argument, no final plea, just waiting on what couldn't be. Before the quiet spoke, we hung on every joke, like laughter might rewind the fall, like echoes might still scale the wall. No word we broke, before the quiet spoke, we listened hard to all we choked. The floor was clean, the air was thin, like love had left but not walked in. She brushed her sleeve like dust from years. I smiled too soft to catch her tears. A clock somewhere had paused its tick, as if the end had one more trick. Before the quiet spoke, the moment nearly broke. I saw her mouth begin to part, but silence beat her to the start, too sharp to cloak. Before the quiet spoke, it told me more than hearts provoke. It told me more than some farewells land without a sound, but leave the loudest kind around. And when the hush begins to rise, it casts the truth we can't disguise. Before the quiet spoke, the room exhaled its smoke. She turned not fast but like a thread, unspooling words we never said, no dream we stoke. Before the quiet spoke, I knew what love could not revoke. He walked away with morning light, with every shade of blue in sight. The clouds stood still to let her pass, while I just watched through fogged up glass. She didn't cry, she didn't turn, just left with all the sun I'd earned. She took the sky, I took the rain. She wore the breeze, I held the pain. She drifted off in painted hues, I stood beneath in soggy shoes. And though the world kept turning through, it split in gray and baby blue. She took the sky, I took the rain, two halves of one unspoken strain. She hummed a tune the wind would keep, while I sang low, too drenched to sleep. Her footprints vanished with the breeze, mine puddled deep beneath the trees. She flew where summer dares to go, I stayed where only cold things grow. She took the sky, I took the rain. She chased the clouds, I kissed the pain. The thunder never said her name, but echoed softly, just the same. And every time the lightning strikes, it flickers in the parting lights. She took the sky, I took the rain, and neither side can quite explain. Maybe love can't live in one, if one is shade and one is sun. We burned too bright, then broke apart, and fell into our chosen part. She took the sky, I took the rain, two stories split from one refrain. And though I wish we shared the air, some hearts are just not built to pair. So when it storms, I sing her name, and let the drops recall the flame. She took the sky, I took the I changed the bulb last New Year's Eve, though no one said they planned to leave. You packed one bag, you shut the door, but left your sweater near the floor. I swept the step, I made the bed, but didn't touch the words you said. And the porch light stayed on through every dusk, through every dawn, like some small flame that won't give in, still shining where you might have been.
neighbors asked if you'd return. I just smiled and let it burn. The porch light stayed on, even when all else was gone. The dog still waits at 10:30, like you might round that bend again. The swing still creaks when no one sits, like memory tugging at its bits. I almost turned it off one night, but couldn't make that feel quite right. So the porch light stayed on, like a stubborn, quiet song. No calendar said goodbyes, just shadows painted in disguise. I read your note, I knew it true, but light don't know what hearts still do. The porch light stayed on, like someone who still hopes for you. They say some lights are just for show, but some are love that doesn't know how to dim or say it's done, even when it's lost the sun. And the porch light stayed on, long after all signs had withdrawn. It never asked for reason why, it only knew how not to die. And if you ever pass this place, that little bulb will know your face. The porch light stayed on, like the part of me that never moved on. I wrote her notes in quiet hours, between the rain and wilting flowers. I placed them where she'd surely see, beside the mug, beneath the key. But days went by, the pages stayed, still folded neat, still inked and frayed. Letters left unread, stacked like words I never said. No scribbled lines could change her mind, no tear-stained thoughts could make her kind. She never bled for letters left unread, and I still write them in my head. The postman came, the doorbell rang, but silence always softly sang. I wrote of love and little things, of coffee cups and wedding rings. Put all my hope in pen and thread, lay still in drawers of things unsaid. Letters left unread became the things I dread. 1,000 lines she'll never know, 1,000 ways I let her go, still gently led by letters left unread. Each word a ghost I softly fed. Some hearts reply, some disappear, some read with eyes, but never hear. And mine was left to write alone, on paper cold as polished stone. Letters left unread now fill the space instead of answers, hands, or final talks. Just paper aging in a box. No thread, no red, just letters left unread, in silence where footsteps fled.
Vacancy sign flickers blue and red. 12 parking spots, one half-lit bed. A coffee pot that don't quite brew, and curtains stained with other truths. The clerk just nods, no questions asked. Another face behind the glass. It's a night in a motel where no one asks your name, where silence feels like part of some old game. The walls are thin, the hours slow, and everything feels long ago. No past to haunt, no plans to claim. Just a night in a motel with no name. The TV hums a preacher's voice. The vending machine gives you no choice. You eat alone beneath the glow, dreams that dim but never go. You call no one calls back. You trace old scars and paper cracks. It's a night in a motel where no one asks your name, where your reflection don't look quite the same. The ice machine is out again and goes smooth through the bathroom fan. The only thing you might reclaim is the ache that brought you here in shame. Things they meant to never find. It's a night in a motel where no one asks your name, where sorrow hangs like window pane. And though you'll leave at morning's light, you'll carry what you felt that night. No story told, no one to blame. Just a night in a motel in your name.
I wore that watch since I was 10, passed down from some forgotten friend. It ticked through storms and wedding vows, through coffee cups and late night rows. But sometime past 11:43, it froze while she walked out on me. A watch that stopped the night she left. No reason why, no gears bereft, just hands that chose to hold their place, like time refused to show its face. And though I wound it, begged and shook, it stayed right there like how she looked. A watch that stopped the night she left, still tied around my quiet chest. The second hand won't play along, like all the lines in our old song. And though the frame is scratched and worn, it beats more truth than I've ever sworn. I took it in, the man just said, this kind of thing won't fix what's dead. A watch that stopped the night she left, won't march ahead, won't mourn what's next. It's stuck in what I didn't say, between her keys and Cadillac gray. And every time I check the time, it just reminds me she was mine. Some clocks are wound, some clocks are made to mark the nights we can't evade. And when they break, it isn't chance, it's fate refusing one more dance. A watch that stopped the night she left, still marks the loss I can't accept. It sits in drawers and midnight thoughts, among receipts and coffee spots. And though the world has moved ahead, it keeps the hour I last bled. A watch that stopped the night she left, still ticks in all I never said.
She stood there near the kitchen light, her shadow soft, her grip not tight. She asked me if the tea was cold, but didn't care enough to hold. Her voice was here, her hands were still, but something left against her will. She was gone before goodbye, before the tears, before the cry, before the door could close or creak, before my mouth found words to speak. She vanished in the way she stared, like looking through me, not quite there. She was gone before goodbye, and I still don't know the reason but none of her had planned to stay. She kissed my cheek like signing out, emotion made devoid of doubt. And though the bed still held her scent, it felt more ghost than resident. She was gone before goodbye. No fireworks, no shattered sky, just absence wrapped in presence thin, like love that folds itself within. I tried to joke, she didn't laugh. The silence split the room in half. She was gone before goodbye, and I just let the moment lie. We think it ends with final words, but endings come as silent birds. They perch for weeks and never sing, then vanish with forgotten wings. She was gone before goodbye, like stars that fade before we try to name the shape they used to burn. Too late to stop, too slow to turn. Now every bite feels hollow-eyed compared to how she slipped inside. She was gone before goodbye, and all I had was just a sigh.
She sat beside me in the dark, a fading breath, a shrinking spark. Her eyes were there, but miles away, as if her soul had slipped to gray. I reached, but held a softer air. She vanished while she still was there. She faded like smoke. No flash, no sound, no choke, just drifted through the open blinds, left fragrance where she once entwined. No flame to stoke. She faded like smoke, and all I had was what she broke. The room still smells of her perfume, a velvet hush in every room. She didn't run, she didn't cry, she just became a kind of sky. Too wide to hold, too soft to see. She whispered out of memory. She faded like smoke. Through cracks the silence spoke. No door was slammed, no letters burned, just presence gone where I still turn. No string, no yoke. She faded like smoke and left the light too slow to sow. Some leave like thunder, sharp and sure, but she dissolved, a trace demure. Like incense lost to open wind, she left no start, she left no end. She faded like smoke. The air too thin to close.
sheets don't crease the way they used. No pillow leans like once they mused. Your side is cold, the scent is gone, just cotton ghost where dreams held on. I lay the same, but somehow still the bed no longer bends to will. The bed forgot our shape, like sand that smoothed the castle's drape. Like how a song fades in refrain, once sung now lost in window pane. It used to cup where you would curl, but now it's just a stranger's world. The bed forgot our shape, like time erased the place we draped. The headboard creaks but not in tune. It used to hum like late June moon. The blanket falls without your side, like silence learning where to hide. And I still reach at 2 a.m., but shadows don't remember them. The bed forgot our shape, no hollow left for hearts to drape. The mattress stiff from too much still, where once we rolled, now no such thrill. I try to dream in spots you knew, but sleep avoids the shape of you. The bed forgot our shape, and in its form I feel escape. Some spaces hold, some slowly fade, like names the morning light betrayed. And even softness grows unkind when left too long by love's design. The bed forgot our shape, no curve, no dip, no shared escape. Just linen smooth by weeks alone, and whispers stitched in undertone. I lay beside what once was us, now just a frame collecting dust. The bed forgot our shape, but I still ache where you would drape. We sat too close that autumn night, you in corduroy, me in quiet. The kettle whistled, but we stayed in silences we never weighed. I saw the flicker in your glance, but neither moved to take the chance. We never lit that fire, though the room begged with desire. The logs were stacked, the match was near, but both of us held back the fear. We smiled like friends who almost knew, but didn't dare to see it through. We never lit that fire, but it still warms me when nights tire. You told me things you'd never shared, like someone testing if I care. And I replied in half-formed notes, as if we walked on frozen boats. The flame was there, the kindling dry, but love needs more than just a try. We never lit that fire, though hearts lean close, a bit inspired. You brushed my sleeve, I held my breath, but let it pass like spoken death. And though we laughed and drank our tea, the air still cracked with what could be. We never lit that fire, but I still feel its phantom choir. Some flames don't burn, they just exist, like lines we thought of but dismissed. And maybe that's a kind of grace, to leave it pure, untouched by chase. We never lit that fire, but every fall I still inquire if somewhere deep you still recall that night we nearly risked it all. No ashes here, no smoke to show, but in my chest it set aglow. We never lit that fire, yet it's the one I'll never outgrow. The clock had stopped at 2:03. The moon hung low behind the tree. No cars, no wind, no shifting floor, just shadows stretching from the door. I sat alone, the house asleep, when something stirred inside too deep. I found her in the quietest hour. No voice, no shape, no scented flower, just presence like a softened breath, too whole for ghosts, too still for death. She touched the edge of who I am, and suddenly I gave a damn. I found her in the quietest hour, and time stood still to grant its power. The light was off, the air was cold, but in that hush, her hands took hold. She didn't speak, she didn't move, yet every ache began to soothe. She sat where once her pillow lay, and smiled like dawn in muted gray. song. She comes to prove she's never gone. I found her in the quietest.
The drapes are thin, the glass still clear, but everything has changed in here. The chair still leans the way you sat, your shadow tucked inside your hat. The sun still spills the golden dust, but what it shines on now is rust. The window faced the past. It held the love we thought would last. It framed your smile that lit the dawn, then watched you turn and just be gone. It saw the days we didn't speak. It knows the cracks, it heard the creak. The window faced the past, and now it shows me what won't last. You trace the fog with quiet hands, draw hearts and names in shifting sands. I watched you dream beyond the glass of distant hills and greener grass. But still you stayed until the night you left with neither blame nor fight. The window faced the past. It froze the scenes we lived too fast, the dance we did in morning's light, the silence thick on sleepless nights. It doesn't lie, it doesn't weep, just stares where memories softly sleep. The window faced the past, and now it holds what slipped too fast. Some look out to see the new. I look in and still see you. A frame of pain, a silent vow that keeps me in the here and now. The window faced the past, and through its lens the times recast. The street remains, the sky still blue, but none of it looks back like you. And as I sit where we once laughed, I see the ghost of photographs. The window faced the past, and somehow still it holds us fast. They say the heart still keeps a trace of every smile, of every face. But in this room where we once lay, not even shadows choose to stay. The air is flat, the floor is dry, no whispers left, no echoes cry. Even her ghost fled. No hauntings in my bed, no creaking floor, no candle dim, no distant hum of phantom hymn. Just I called her name into the night, but silence swallowed all the light. No chill upon the window pane, no voice that trembles in the rain. She didn't linger, didn't stay. Not even dreams come through this way. Even her ghost fled, left not a thread. No perfume caught in linen folds, no glance behind the cupboard holes, no sign she bled. Even her ghost fled, like grief that simply chose instead. Some leave a mark in time's long spine, but she erased both hers and mine. I search in places most forget, but all I find is blank regret. Even her ghost fled, no visions overhead, just stillness deep enough to drown. No flickers dressed in tattered gowns, no voice I've wed. Even her ghost fled and left this house too dead to dread.
You lit a smoke with shaky hands. I drove us through forgotten lands. The road ahead, the past behind. We didn't speak what crossed our minds. Two shadows riding dusk and fate, with empty maps and heavy weight. We shared the same escape, no plan, no end, no chosen shape. Just miles that blurred our yesterdays, and motel sheets and borrowed haze. We kissed like fugitives from truth, love born of fire, not of proof. We shared the same escape, but not the same way back to safe. The diners knew us by no name. We played our roles inside the flame. I held your hand, neon glow, but never asked where you might go. We weren't in love, we were away from all we couldn't seem to say. We shared the same escape, like songs that never found their tape. We clung like branches in the stream, not for the root, but for the dream. Your eyes said stay, your steps said run. By morning you were chasing sun. We shared the same escape, but love was never meant to drape. Maybe hearts like ours don't land, just float on wind not place or plan. We weren't a home, we were a door to what we couldn't take no more. We shared the same escape, no vows, no fence, no boundless cape. We burned too bright to leave a trace, just tired tracks and empty space. And though I dream of you some nights, it's not a love but shared mid-flights. We shared the same escape and vanished like vanishing shape.
Wrote it down in sleepless nights, with shaky chords and bathroom lights. Each line a breath I couldn't share, each note a thread of silent care. It waited quiet on my tongue, but courage died while we were young. A song I never played for her, just ink and strings and whispered blur. It sat inside my chest too long, afraid she'd hear and prove me wrong. I meant to sing, I swore I would, but silence felt misunderstood. A song I never played for her now echoes where I can't confirm. She knew my voice from drunken tunes, from campfires lost in summer Junes. But not this one, not this refrain that held her name like summer rain. I tuned my heart, I laced the bridge, then left the truth on window's edge. A song I never played for her, like petals trapped in amber blur. She left before the chorus bloomed, and all my verses stayed in tune. Now every chord feels like alive when sung beneath an empty sky. A song I never played for her still waits where time cannot deter. If I had sung it soft and slow, would she have stayed? I'll never know. Some melodies are born too late and held too tight to change the fate. A song I never played for her still haunts these strings I can't differ. It follows me through every room, a silent hymn, a shadowed bloom. And though she'll never hear it play, it's hers in every note I fade. A song I never played for her now sings of all I never were. I played that song wrote from '92, the one she loved in shades of blue. But halfway through the second line, her memory stole back what was mine.
Each pause, each breath, each chord I chose, her name fell soft between the notes. Her name fell between the notes. Not loud, not sharp, but how it floats. A whisper, hidden melody, a ghost inside the harmony. Though I don't speak it anymore, it lingers in the minor four. Her name fell between the notes, and I can't play that song remote. She used to hum just half a beat, off time but always bittersweet. Now when I strum that fragile string, it's not the chord, but what it brings. A silence thick, a space that grows, where once her laughter used to glow. Her name fell between the notes, in rest and bends and distant throats. In every song that I avoid, she echoes back in every void. And though my voice won't sing her sound, she's in the hush that wraps around. Her name fell between the notes, and silence sings what love once wrote. Some names don't fade, they just transform from spoken word to something warm, like shadows in a minor scale, or breeze beneath a storm-bound sail. Her name fell between the notes, and no crescendo ever floats. So when I write a brand new line, she slips inside the in-between time. A harmony I can't erase, that haunts the quietest embrace. Her name fell between the notes, and still my hands remember those. I found it in a drawer beneath some postcards and a winter wreath. A mixtape labeled June and Blue, side A for me, side B for you. Your handwriting a little bent, like all the words you never sent. A mixtape left in an old drawer, with voices I don't hear no more. Each track a scar, each pause a breath, a soundtrack stitched with love and death. And though the tape won't always play, the silence still knows what we'd say. That mixtape left in an old drawer still holds the us that came before. Landslide fades into something fine. Your taste in songs was close to mine, but in between the tunes we chose were things we hid and didn't show. Like why you left and where you went, and what that midnight message meant.
mixtape left in an old drawer still spins like time inside a war. A reel of highs, a loop of ache, where nothing's fake and nothing's safe. And though the years have changed the sound, the ghosts in there still hang around. That mixtape left in an old drawer says what our mouths don't anymore. No Spotify, no modern screen, just ribbon dreams and tambourines. And if I press rewind tonight, I might forgive or hold too tight. A mixtape left in an old drawer reminds me who we made it for. And though we never played side B, it sings like you were here with me. A fragile thing, a worn out score, but still it plays, and I want more. You came with sunrise on your skin, a warmth that melted doubt within. We drank the light like morning wine. No past to chase, no need to define. The birds had barely learned their song, but we were fire, though not for long. We were just a morning long, a verse too short, a fading song, like mist that lives before it's noon, or whispered love beneath the moon. No promises, no painted fate, just breathe and touch before too late. We were just a morning long, and that was all, and that was strong. You smiled like windows taking the sun, then vanished when the day begun. No fights, no storms, no bitter end, just silence where the light had been. Your name still hums in waking breeze, trace and shade beneath the trees. We were just a morning long, a page that didn't need belong. No final word, no reason why, just gold that kissed and said goodbye. And though it passed, I can't let go of how it felt to briefly glow. We were just a morning long, but every dusk still sings that song. Some loves are novels long and wide, but ours just touch the rising tide. It didn't stay, but still it shined between the hours. The sun aligns.
falsetto sings, but not like her. No lilt, no laugh, no whispered stir. She used to hum while boiling tea. Now silence sits where she would be. The hallway holds a colder sound since all her vows stopped hanging round. Where her voice used to be is just the hum of memory. No melody to fill the room, no notes to chase away the gloom. I strain to hear a spoken trace, but only stillness takes her place. Where her voice used to be, there's only me and vacancy. She spoke in ways both soft and wide. Her words would bloom and never hide. Now every wall reflects my tone, and echoes prove I live alone. The wind blows through, the floors will creak, but none of them sound quite like speak. Where her voice used to be is just the scrape of falling key. The radio won't find her song, the birds outside don't sing along. I called her name in last night's dream, but woke to stillness cold and clean. Where her voice used to be is now a hush that shadows me. I read aloud, but it falls flat, like strings without the notes they sat. She gave the house its steady tune. Now night arrives a bit too soon. Where her voice used to be, I pour my words like lost debris, but all the vows collapse mid-air, with no soft voice to meet them there. And though I speak into the light, I'm answered only by the night. Where her voice used to be still aches in every melody. The clouds had wept and wandered on. The thunder stilled, the storm was gone. The streets lay glassed in silver sheen, a quiet world scrubbed cold and clean. I stepped outside, the sky was pale, and every drop told me her tale. After the rain fell, the silence had a spell, like all the tears we never shed, just waited there on rooftops' head, no words to yell. After the rain fell, her name came softer than farewell. Flowers bowed
with heavy grace, as if they'd seen her fleeting face. The gutters hummed a lullaby, and I remembered how she'd cry. Not loud, not sharp, just like the breeze that lingers long on shivering trees. After the rain fell, I knew too much to tell. The air still held her citrus tone and made the breeze feel not alone. Each puddle swell. After the rain fell, reflected things I shouldn't dwell. Some love is thunder, bold and brief. Some love is what comes in relief. Not the storm, but what remains. The scent, the hush, the water stains. After the rain fell, she passed too light to quell. No storm could wash her fully clean. She stayed beneath each in-between, in sky, in shell. After the rain fell, I knew I'd never break her spell. She stood there quiet, facing east, where morning light gave shade to peace. The window caught her silent stare. Before I knew she wasn't there, it saw her fingers trace the pain, like part of her was glass and rain. The window watched first, before the goodbye burst. It saw her fading in her pose, the way she leaned against her lows. No scream, no thirst. The window watched first and knew the end before the verse. I thought we had another week, but pains don't lie and glass can speak. It shimmered soft, it dulled its hue, as if it grieved the coming rue. While I made plans and warmed the room, the window bore her coming gloom. The window watched first, its silence unrehearsed. It knew the weight behind her gaze, the way she packed her soul in haze. No break, no burst. The window watched first. It learned of leaving unreversed. Some doors may lock, some stairs may creak, but windows always softly speak. They catch the things we dare not see, reflections not for you or me. The window watched first, then let her shadow disperse. I found her gone, the glass still warm, still shaped like her departing form.
No curse, no worst. The window washed first, and I was just the one she cursed.
We sat across the coffee steam like strangers drifting in a dream. Your eyes were kind, but looking through, as if I wasn't still your you. We reached for spoons, not hearts this time, and every touch missed once rhymed lines. Our hands forgot the whole, the way we fit when nights grew cold, the way your thumb would find my palm, like lighthouse beams through every calm. Now fingers brush like foreign skin, no stories shared beneath the chin. Our hands forgot the whole, like songs that time refused to mold. The couch still creaks where we once curled, space is widened in our world. You tie your hair, I stir the tea, and neither moves toward what could be. The fire burns but gives no glow, just heat without the heart we know. Our hands forgot the whole, the cradle where our warmth once rolled. Now every hug feels like a pose, a photo left with edges closed. We smile but not in synchrony, we touch but not in memory. Our hands forgot the whole, and no one dares to be so bold. It didn't break, it just unwound, like a rope left out, no knot, no sound. No final cry, no slam shut door, just silence where we held before. Our hands forgot the whole, like winter's growing tired and old. No blame to name, no fault to claim, just love that lost its sense of flame. So now we sleep an inch apart, still counting beats of distance.